Don't destroy yourself in this pandemic. Lift yourself. And we are the human race. We can lift ourselves. The Eastern wisdom gives a befitting answer how to meet these challenges. Uddharet atmana, atmana atmanam, natmanam avsadayet. The Master says, lift yourself by yourself. Don't degrade. Don't go down. Don't degrade yourself by the self. So pick up the two principles here. First thing, lift yourself by yourself. So one self is the real self, which is of the nature of peace, happiness, love, and wisdom. It is our essential nature. You cannot undo it. So what is the other self? It is the intellect. The intellect must take over the mind. The mind receives negative information from outside. Mind is attached too much. Mind has a craving. So the intellect must take over the mind rather than the mind dictates the intellect. And when the mind dictates the intellect, you have anxiety, you have fear, you have duality, you have conflict. So that is why the Master says, lift yourself by yourself. What should we do? What should we do? Break the habit now. Not only in order to survive, but evolve. And what is that habit? The pleasure-seeking mind that runs in the world outside. It is by default happening. We have never taken care of. And now it is a big opportunity for us to understand this nature of the pleasure-seeking mind that causes the craving. And start working on the mind through the intellect. That is the meaning of lift yourself by yourself. Lift the journey of life by the intellect through clarity of understanding. At the same time, the second principle in this verse, Atmanam navasada, don't degrade yourself. How do you degrade? Fear, anxiety, agitation, anger, the infighting stars at home in this situation, in this pandemic. So don't degrade yourself. Don't get carried away by the mind. Don't fall prey to the craving, the pleasure-seeking mind. Just start thinking, is the mind moving out for pleasure-seeking, craving, anxiety, stress, duality? Think. So when you start thinking and separating yourself, at least intellectually, you start helping yourself. At least you will not engage in any kind of a conflict or isolation that causes the anxiety and the anger. And what is the third point in the verse? Kriyatma atmanah bandhu. Atma ev atmanah ripuhu. The mind, that intellect is the best friend at this moment in this situation of pandemic. And it is the mind that is the worst enemy. Worst enemy. Mind has a pleasure-seeking attitude, it has a craving for something, for social interaction, it becomes the worst enemy. So without thinking, separating that pleasure seeking, craving seeking mind in this situation, in this condition of pandemic, the mind becomes our worst enemy. So you see that what is the first liner? Lift yourself by the intellect that has the wisdom. Don't degrade yourself when the intellect is devoid of the wisdom, when the mind is dictating us. And then it says mind is the worst enemy. So I have to recognize, just recognize that craving seeking mind, pleasure seeking mind, fighting with the social isolation or distancing, and apply the intellect to make it the best friend. What should I do? How should I do? How to move that mind? The self. That is why it says self is the worst enemy. So here the self is mind and the self is the best friend. So now I have understood it intellectually. No, simply by I'm passing on the information. You have to use these 4 points. Lift yourself by the intellect. It means I should start thinking. The moment you start thinking, the mind that is dictating over the intellect will loosen its power and the intensity. And then I must be aware any movement of the mind that is degrading me, causing me the fear, anxiety, depression, either due to social isolation, either due to not earning the money. Survival is more important. And then the master clearly defines mind is the worst enemy. So when it becomes the worst enemy, when it opposes you, the direction the signs are talking about, social distancing, taking care as a preventive measure. So I have to think. It is not that I just read the information and I forget. Why you forget? The mind is still craving. Mind has become your worst enemy. I need not to forget. I have to repeat in my mind again and again and again until the intellect dictates over the mind and it drops those movements which may lead to anxiety, fear, and problems in the suffering. Understand that. Again, I'm repeating. Lift yourself by your intellect. Second, don't degrade yourself by who degrades yourself? Your mind. What will I do? Nothing to do now. And what to do? Move the mind inside. When the mind will move inside, when the mind is your best friend, it listens to you. How it will listen to you? Through the intellect. So tell yourself, when the mind becomes my best friend and when the mind becomes my worst enemy. So we have understood the principle. We have heard the principle, and when you repeat, you have understood those principles. After understanding the principle, simple path. Your mind can say, I don't know. Now you know it. Your intellect say, I don't understand. Now you have understood it. I don't experience. What is the next step comes? Practice. 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 And a simple practice will take you so deep. And by regular practice, these 4 principles will become your constant companion in your daily life. And that practice, which I say and relaxation mindfulness practice, it is so simple. So once you have clearly understood, close your eyes. How do we prepare? You can sit or lie down. Find out the most comfortable position of your body. Position. So when you're looking at the position of the body that is comfortable, and it gives you an experience, a kind of steadiness. Good. And look inside the head or inside the heart. What do you find? A space, emptiness. Don't get scared of it, look there. Why? We are preparing the mind to go into a deeper relaxation practice. The entire practice is based on very subtle principles that I will reveal in the following videos. So now another point of making you comfortable, move the mind on the neck joint. So the mind is going to the neck joint. The neck joint doesn't move. So the mind goes to the neck joint. You feel the sensation, being comfortable, and steadiness. So move the mind on the shoulder joints. Mind moves. You feel the sensation, being comfortable, and steadiness. The shoulder doesn't move. Normally we have the habit of moving it. Move the mind on the neck joint. Feel the sensation, being comfortable, and steadiness. The entire body is comfortable. Move the mind on the entire body. How do you know you are comfortable? By moving the mind, feeling the sensation, knowing that you are comfortable, and experiencing the steadiness. You see how simple it is? I'm not asking you to do something very laborious, effortful steps. It is the journey of moving the mind inside, changing the mindset. Now the first step is move the mind on the entire head and the neck. When you move it, there you will feel the sensation and become aware. Move the mind on the right arm. Again, understand you are not moving the right arm, you are moving the mind on the right arm. You feel the sensation and become aware. You will enjoy that practice because you are not doing anything. The joy and the smile turns on your face. Move the mind on the left arm. Feel the sensation and become aware. Move the mind on the rib cage and the belly. Take your time. So moving the mind means you start feeling the sensation and becoming aware. We are making the mind our best friend. We are lifting the mind, we are not degrading it. Move the mind on the right leg. Feel the sensation and become aware. Move the mind on the left leg. Feel the sensation and become aware. Move the mind on the entire body. You are in the state of comfortable and steadiness, so it means the body is not moving, the mind is moving on the body. It is not scanning, it is different. Feel the sensation and become aware. Now the second step, we naturally, softly prevent the mind to go out. Why? So that it goes up. You are lifting your mind up. So what you do, move the mind again on the head and the neck. Just be there and experience sensation and stillness. So that deepening of the sensation and the stillness will prevent the mind to move out because if move out, it will degrade. It moves in, lift up. So move the mind on the right arm. Feel the sensation and the stillness. Move the mind on the left arm. Feel the sensation and experience the stillness. Move the mind on the chest and the belly. Feel the sensation and experience the stillness. Move the mind on the right leg. Feel the sensation and experience the stillness. Move the mind on the left leg. Feel the sensation and experience the stillness. Now move the mind from the top of the head to the toes. Move it slowly, as if the mind is touching the skin of the entire body. And experience sensation and stillness. So now you are comfortable. You have an experience of sensation and it is better to practice with eyes closed. I'm guiding you, so I have to open my eyes in between. Now the third step is looking inside the head. Just be there. Looking inside the head in the space. And the moment you become aware of the space or blankness, ask the intellect to declare. What to say mentally? I'm in peace. Mentally say without moving the lips or the tongue. Why we are saying it? We are preventing the mind to degrade ourselves. We are preventing the mind to become our enemy. Move the mind to go deep inside the heart in the space. When you see the space, I'm in peace. Move the mind inside the heart again. Looking deep inside the space, I'm in peace. Third step is also done. Now the last step. In that state of sensation and stillness, in the state of being comfortable, move the mind on the breath. Simply know the breath is going in and out. Means what? You know it. You are looking simply, you are not changing the rate of the breath. And you feel the sensation when the breath goes in and when the breath comes out. First thing to know, the breath is going in, coming out. You are simply knowing it. You are not doing anything. When the breath goes in, it touches the inside of the nose and you feel the sensation. Just experience that. When the breath returns, you feel the sensation again. Third is, no change in the rate, in the rhythm of the breath. Just be there. Live into that state. I'm reminding you, lift yourself by yourself in this pandemic. Never degrade yourself. What is the secret? Make your mind the best friend. Don't make it the worst enemy during these trying times. You are still looking at the breath. You will experience as if the mind is living within, and that will bring deeper calmness and relaxation. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. We return in a specific way so that that state of the calmness continues for a longer period. So bring your mind to the right hand. Again, you're moving the mind on the right hand, you're feeling the sensation. Moving the mind on the left hand, feeling the sensation. And slowly lift your both the palms, place it on your eyes. Open the eyes inside the palms. Know your experiences. Bring the hands down. Thank you.